The public version is already taking shape. Mistral listens for what the day is preparing to prove. First, beyond the first explanation, the chain of command carries its warning beyond the place it began. The first mark burns within war and iron. A sea lane has become a blade across the Middle East. Threat to oil tankers in Middle East worst since start of Iran war, analysts say. One strike on a route can trouble the price of fuel far beyond the sea. One narrow waterway is enough to make distant markets hold their breath. The immediate story has been told. The next evidence will come from the weakest point. The Middle East should listen beyond the explosion. The line to watch is not the headline, but the response, and the route is becoming a bargaining chip, and every market that depends on calm water will feel it. Second, after the visible shock, the waterlogged district places the wider system under a colder light. The second warning moves through the power behind the machine. Rhine falls to record low levels as drought strains Europe's rivers. Across Europe, artificial intelligence is no longer only a software story. It is becoming an energy, water, emissions, and infrastructure story. The hidden cost of the boom is beginning to leave numbers in the atmosphere. The first signal has been received. The warning changes shape as it moves outward. Across Europe, the warning is not that artificial intelligence exists, but that its appetite is becoming physical. In the weeks ahead, watch data center power demand, grid pressure, emissions reporting, climate targets, water use, and a renewable energy contract. Third, the flooded neighborhood shows which assumptions can no longer hold. The third warning comes through heat, bodies, and strained systems. What heat waves mean for summer weddings, and how to plan for one. Across the wider world, this is not a technology story. It is a public health and infrastructure warning. The temperature is visible, but the deeper count is written in hospitals, power demand, water stress, and the old. The first reaction has made its noise. The harder meaning remains in motion. Across the wider world, the warning is not just heat, but capacity. In the coming days, watch hospital admissions, grid pressure, water demand, wildfire spread, and whether public warnings arrive before the next wave does. Fourth, the broken ground shows which assumptions can no longer hold. The fourth warning comes through heat, bodies, and strained systems. France wildfires reveal hundreds of WW2 shells in village. Across Europe, the dry landscape is testing more than temperature records. The cumulative strain will become visible in emergency medicine, power demand, and local water limits, while public attention moves faster than recovery. The report has closed its door. The pressure starts crossing institutional boundaries. Across Europe, heat will now be judged by pressure on ordinary services. Watch hospital occupancy, electricity demand, reservoir decline, road access, and relief centers. Fifth, while the hidden cost gathers, the naval route draws attention toward the consequence rather than the spectacle. The fifth bell sounds beneath war and iron. A strike has answered a strike across Europe. Ukrainian drone strikes on Russia kill at least 6. Spark fire at Wildberries warehouses. The answering blow is already gathering in silence. The first explosion has ended. The political echo has not. The visible damage has been counted. The delayed effect begins to find its path. For Europe, the warning is sharper now. The risk is whether a local labor dispute spreads into wider transport disruption. In the first hours after this, the signs to watch are missile alerts, oil prices, and retaliation signals. The reading is complete. The events are not. The hour receives the last word. The evidence will return in another form.